Let's all celebrate the scores and the nice over-the-shoulder catches. Hey, your guess is as good as mine. This TV stuff is a great racket, and there are no strings attached. Yes, I said it. You can believe it. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
I'm Howie Shapiro, and another fun edition of Sports Night.
Well, we have
got football this week.
Big football game. Yep. Football team ready to wrap up its season with a couple of short weeks coming up to finish up. 2 more games at home. But yes, the football team returned to action on Friday after a week off, facing a huge challenge on the road against undefeated Andover. The Huskies' last loss was in the 2019 section championship against Coon Rapids. So they'd be very motivated to get some revenge. The Huskies were 5-0. They were averaging 350 yards of offense and 35 points per game. So it would be a tall task to either slow them down or try to keep pace. Cardinals take flight right away after a 15-yard Andover penalty on the first play. Josh Dubois airs it out down the sideline, connects with Logan Stockhausen. 45-yard pickup inside the Huskies' 20-yard line. Next play, David Jeebley gets loose off left tackle, and he heads 18 yards for the score. Coon Rapids on the board just 38 seconds into the game. Huskies answer in kind, though, just the 4th play of their drive. Quick swing pass to Ben Kopetsky. He has a lane, and he sprints 26 yards for the score. This game is tied at 7, less than 90 seconds into the first quarter. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, only one of the teams could keep that kind of tempo. First play of their next drive, Andover's Caden Wheeler takes the pitch and flies down the sidelines. He's knocked out of bounds inside the 20 after a pickup of 50 yards. That set up another Connor DeVellis to Ben Kopetsky touchdown strike. This time on the slant, 15-yard score made it 14-7. And they were just getting started. DeVellis again, lots of time in the pocket. Finds Evan Kalmus coming across the field. Kalmus gets to the sideline, dives to the end zone, 31-yard catch and run. It's a 14-point lead still in the first quarter. DeVellis pumps, then delivers, finds Michael Robertson running free behind the defense. Huskies piled up 150 yards of offense, 4 scores in the first quarter. DeVellis threw for over 250 yards and 5 touchdowns. Cardinals pretty much shut down until the subs came in the 4th quarter. Kingsley Freeman breaking tackles, picking up 45 yards on his first carry of the game. He finishes with 4 carries for 59 yards and a score. Gets in from the 2 right there, but it was 42-13 at that point. Andover added a 65-yard rushing touchdown late in the game to take a 49-13 win.
I love the way the Cardinals started. They scored first. They put a little pressure on Andover, but Andover's one heck of a football team. They were firing on all cylinders. They played their offense, their defense played really, really well. Special teams played well, and they controlled that game. And you can see why they're 6-0 because they're a very well-disciplined team. They've got some good athletes, and their quarterback is very, very good.
Yeah, 550 yards of offense for them, and yeah, Connor DeVellis was hitting everybody. He had 5 touchdowns to 4 different receivers. They are a very impressive football team. Cardinals host Cambridge Isani on Friday. It's homecoming. And this is another 1-5 team, so a good chance for the Cardinals to get a little positivity. Then a very short week as they host St. Cloud Apollo next Wednesday. And that'll wrap up the regular season schedule. Apollo 3-3 going into a game this week, I believe, against Becker. And then we'll be here on Wednesday the 20th.
Yeah, right before MEA. And I think these are 2 very winnable games for the Cardinals, and that's something that they really need. They need a little confidence going into this game on Friday night. Homecoming's going to help. It's going to be an interesting week because always homecoming weeks, the kids, they got to try and stay focused on what they want to do. But I think they'll rebound. They'll come back and play a really good game.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing them under the lights at Cardinal Stadium on Friday night.
Well, the girls' tennis team started the section tournament with a win over Park Center on Monday. That meant traveling to 7th-seeded Rogers on Tuesday. The Cardinals have won 3 straight, but they all were against the Pirates. The Royals will be a much more difficult opponent. They swept Coon Rapids in mid-September. Now the rematch will be with the season on the line. Coach Stork with some last-minute advice. Winner playing at Delano for the quarterfinals on Wednesday. Freshman Gabby Newton fought hard for every point, but comes up empty against the Royals. She falls at first singles 0-6, 0-6. Kelsey Goldman serving at second singles. Great little drop shot right here for the point, but she's also unable to win a single game, losing 0-6, 0-6. Abby Ness in the far court at third singles. Really solid cross-court winner right here. Ness able to win a couple in the first set, but loses 2-6, 0-6. Brooklyn Nienaber had one of the closest matches of the afternoon at four singles. She's been a nice addition and will be one of the key Cardinals who are returning next fall. She loses, though, 3-6, 2-6. Zoe Scheck and Mary Olson teamed up for Coon Rapids at first doubles. They keep it close all match. Nice net play coming up from Olson for this point, but they lose to the Royals 2-6, 1-6. Lily Newton and Emily Nicholas on court in second doubles. Another good play at the net. This time it's Nicholas. Cardinals lose, unfortunately, though, 1-6, 0-6. And finally, the third doubles team of Jennifer Carlson and Caitlin Caminetti. They give the Rogers a real battle, but come up short, 5-7, 3-6. And unfortunately, the Cardinals team season ends with a 7-0 loss. Rogers awfully good.
Yeah, and they saw a lot of those teams, especially early on. This was a young team. They made no bones about it. They did have 6 seniors on the section roster, so that means only 4 of those spots will be returning. Coach Storick, I trust will have plenty of solid replacements, but they'll lose some leadership this year. They have the individual section tournament coming up. Rogers went on to the quarterfinal round where they lost to Delano, the number 3 seed. One big surprise was Buffalo upsetting 2 seed Champlin Park. Those semifinal games today, were today. Yep. And the championship, Maple Grove versus Delano. So Delano with the win over the Cinderella story Buffalo Bison, and Maple Grove knocking off the number 1 seed to get to the championship. But the Cardinals still have a little bit left. They have the individual section tournament. The teams will be Kelsey Goldman and Gabby Newton will be one of the doubles teams. Mary Olson, Zoe Scheck, the other. Emily Nicholas and Abby Ness will be their singles participants. And those, the individual section tournament is Monday, Tuesday of next week. So good luck to those Cardinals moving forward. Volleyball team had a pretty busy week last week. Started on Monday while we were here on the set. They were hosting the Osseo Orioles, and it was a 5-set match. Actually, they were at Osseo. It went 5. Cardinals winning the first and third sets, but falling in 5, 15-9 the final in that fifth and decisive set. Well, the Cardinals were back home on Tuesday with another good chance to pick up a conference win. Park Center Pirates had 7 wins on the season, but 5 of them were in tournament play and none were in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Both teams looking at this match as a great opportunity to get a big win late in the season. First set, Cardinals get out front early. They set up Tatum Shevchuk on the left side. She hammers one through the block for the point. Coon Rapids playing with the lead the whole way. Still in the first, Park Center trying to catch the Cardinals, snapping on this play, but Shevchuk a good save. Great play at the net by Madison Fowler. Fowler had 5 kills in the match. Great serve receive late in the first. Watch the perfect back set and then the strong finish for Soraya Rai. Cardinals claim the lead with a 25-19 win in the opening set. Tight back and forth throughout the second. Wild volley in close to the net right here. Cardinals able to set up Michaela Wilbur. She kills it. She had 7 kills, 7 aces, and 15 digs, all team highs. Pirates able to pull out the win in the second set. Essie Adamale attacking in the middle of Park Center squeaks out a 25-23 win. Pirates carry momentum into the second, lead start to finish. Abby Bidwell in the middle this time. A 25-15 win puts all the pressure on the Cardinals. There were 7 tie scores in the fourth set, including a 25 all, but the Cardinals not able to force a fifth and final. Pirates get another kill by Adamale, and the night with a 27-25 win.
Yeah, it was a match. I was actually unfortunately homesick that evening, but I was watching it, and you do a fine job as always without me. But I thought they had their chances and had some opportunities, but they're trying to stretch it to 5, but just couldn't, unfortunately.
Well, and they have been able to get some success in first sets. It happened again on Thursday night. The Cardinals taking on Anoka. Cardinals win the first set over the Tornadoes, 25-23, but they'll lose straight and lose in relatively lopsided fashion in the second, third, fourth sets, and they fall to 1-12 on the year going into the final week of the season. So they've been able to win some games, which is a step in the right direction, but you have to be able to win 3 to end the night in your favor.
Yeah, obviously new systems for them. Obviously a new coach, and so they're learning on the fly a little bit as well. And it's been a tough year for our first-year coach.
Well, they are at Armstrong on Tuesday. They will wrap up their regular season at home, hosting the Andover Huskies. Swimming and diving did not have any events this week. They had the week off, but this will be a busy week for the Cardinals at the pool. They're at Anoka on Thursday. They'll have the True Team section meet on Saturday, and then the Northwest Suburban Conference tournament meet will be the following Tuesday, and we'll have more on those, obviously, next week on Sportsnight. Cross-country team, one little event. They had the Hoka 1-2 mile. It was a fun event midweek at the stadium under the lights. This week they have to get back to real work. Northwest Suburban Conference Championships are Wednesday at Elk River. Then they have a 3K with the original ABC schools next week before the section championships the following.
Good action coming up. Absolutely.
Boys soccer team, girls soccer team, both soccer teams wrapping up the regular season last week. On Tuesday, they were at Elk River, and the Cardinals fall in a tough one, 4-3 in overtime to the Elks. Yukon Harmon had 2 goals. Siddiby had the third, and Ben Kish added an assist for the Cardinals.
Well, the Cardinals closed out the regular season at home on Thursday, facing the number 1 team ranked team in the state. Maple Grove Crimson had come in trying to finish their schedule with a perfect 14-0 record. They're explosive on offense, averaging 5.5 goals per game, and stingy on defense with 5 shutouts on the season. So it was a chance for the Cardinals to see how they could do against the best there is. Coon Rapids bringing some pressure early. Yukon Harmon feeds it across to Yaya Siddiby. He spins, strikes, but it's blocked away out the end line. Crimson with a great chance coming up here off the corner kick. Shot gets behind Rising, but Gavin Stevens is on the goal line to boot it away, and we stay scoreless. Crimson building an attack through the middle of the field. Chris France gets the good shot and diving save by Rising. They save there. Maple Grove breaks through on the ensuing corner kick, though. Beautiful setup for France. Coming in, he leaves no doubt. Crimson take a 1-0 lead into the half. Nice goal there. Tough to defend that. Well, they could add to it quickly coming up here in the second half. Beautiful ball movement on this play. Carter Sheard, he redirects it with a header. No chance for Rising, and it's 2-0 Maple Grove. And they just keep bringing the pressure. Another great setup deep in the corner. The cross out front for Jordan Ross. He goes to his left foot and scores. Crimson pulling further away. Nice goal there. Gets it past Rising. More set play success for the Crimson. Corner kick perfectly placed for the header by Grants. His second of the game. 32nd goal of the year. He finishes second in the state in that category. That's an impressive season. Cardinals do avoid their sixth shutout victim, easy for me to say. Siddiby gets to it, to Yukon in the middle. He's tripped in the box. That'll lead to a penalty kick. Harmon makes it look easy, but the Crimson cruise to a comfortable 5-1 win. And that's tough. You play the best in the state, and it's really difficult when you're in that situation. Maple Grove's really good.
They have some players.
Yeah, they do.
Have some players. They're 14-0 for a reason, and going in their brackets, I'm sure, is the number 1 seed. They are not in the Cardinals Section 7-3A brackets. Top seed in Section 7-3A, the Greyhounds from Duluth East. Centennial, the number 2 seed. Coon Rapids, though, a solid year, and they were rewarded with a number 3 seed. That means they start the postseason at home, hosting Anoka. Forest Lake, the number 7 seed. Blaine, the number 4 seed, will host Andover. And Cambridge Isani takes the long drive to the North Shore for the start of the playoffs on Tuesday. Howie will be there at Cardinal Stadium when the boys go up against Anoka.
It just pays off for a nice season. The fact they get the number 3 seed, the fact that they're at home to start the section playoffs, it's just testament to this new coaching staff and what they've done with this squad. They've really developed a pretty good team here at Coon Rapids.
Well, and they should be fun to watch. I think they have as good a chance as anyone in that bracket to be standing at the end if they can get all their things firing. The way they're capable.
Anoka played them tough the first time. The Cardinals beat them 3-2 early in the season. So I know I talked to their coach today. They're pretty excited to get this match going tomorrow.
Well, the girls soccer team also wrapping up the regular season last week. On Tuesday, they were at Elk River, lost 3-1 at the hands of the Elks. Rory Ritzenaya had the lone goal for the Cardinals, and it was unassisted. Well, the Lady Cardinals also closing out, as I just said, closing out the regular season schedule on Thursday, hosting a team from Maple Grove. The Crimson Girls, not quite as strong as the boys program, but they're still pretty good. They came in at 10-2-2 and second in the Northwest Suburban. They don't typically run away from opponents, but they'd only allowed 10 goals in 14 games. Coon Rapids trying to set the pace. Pressure forces the turnover, and Grace Stevenson gets off a good shot, but the keeper in position to make the save easily. Kotzman forced to play the ball with pressure in close. The clear attempt sent right back into Stevenson. Kotzman able to get a point-blank save, keep the game scoreless. Crimson start the scoring still in the first half. Juna Kang carrying down the wing. She stopped up, but leaves it for Britt Lund. Lund lost one perfectly over Reinhardt to get Maple Grove on the board. And that seemed to fuel their fire. They bring more pressure before the break. Great cross by Bree Sullivan. Julia Lewis slips the shot past Reinhardt, but Ava Kerr there to clear it away, so 1-0 at the break. Cardinals looking for the equalizer. Langworthy's cross right here gets interrupted. Terabeza still able to get a shot on net, but Kotzman there for the save. Crimson gets some cushion late in the second half. Foot race to the corner. Lund able to win the ball. She puts a perfect pass out front. Kang one-touches it to the far side upper corner. Maple Grove will hold on for a 2-0 win. But the Lady Cardinals, a very solid season as well, especially the early part of the year. If they can get back to playing that way when they were so strong on defense, and keep the offense going, get the offense going a little better, they too could make a run in the playoffs.
A good effort against Maple Grove, a team at 10-2-2, I believe you said, and they're
11-2-2.
11-2-2. Yeah, well, at that time coming into the game, and they would have liked to have scored. Obviously, they would have liked to have won the game, but I think just losing 2-0 is a pretty good record for them against Maple Grove.
Well, the Cardinals will unfortunately have to hit the road. As the number 5 seed, they travel up to Duluth East and will play a 5 o'clock game on Tuesday night. The winner moves on to Thursday, most likely against top-seeded Centennial, who starts against Cambridge Isani, and over the number 2 seed playing against Forest Lake, and Blaine, the number 3 seed, will host the 6th-seeded Anoka Tornadoes.
I think they're in a good spot against Duluth East. They have a good opportunity to see if they can advance. As you mentioned, it won't be an easy one if they do against Centennial, but the fact that I think they're the 5 and against the 4, they've got a great opportunity.
Well, and I think first, we've had some historic matchups in the section girls soccer playoffs between Duluth East and
over the years, absolutely.
Many years ago, in particular, in the state tournament teams of the late 90s. But the team from Duluth East almost always comes into this tournament with a little bit of a chip on its shoulder because it feels it should have had a bigger seed than it did.
Right.
And that is something the Cardinals will have to contend with, and they'll be on the home field up there, which is up on a plateau, very breezy coming off the
question.
lake. It will be interesting. They have the early game, so I don't know if that'll affect the conditions, but it's a beautiful facility there, and hopefully the girls can pull off a little bit of an upset and keep their story going on Thursday.
Well, it's a new season, so everybody knows that if they lose, they're done, and nobody wants to be done at this point.
Well, we are going to be done at this point, but not done bringing you Cardinal action. We have boys soccer against Anoka on Tuesday. May have some soccer for you on Thursday as well. We will be at the football game on Friday as the Cardinals host the Cambridge-Isani Blue Jackets for their homecoming game. Don't forget to get out to the homecoming parade on Wednesday.
We'll be in it.
I was going to say you never know who you'll see, but instead, Howie,
we'll be there.
That's going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.